Cultus Lake, an hour's drive down the highway from Vancouver. Once a sawmill, then a national park. Living here, you better be ready to dive right in.
I guess this is what you get when you live in Cultus Lake. I'm out of TV and I'm going jet skiing now. That's my new passion.
The long drive to the lake. For a lot of BCers, this is an all too familiar summer memory. The hot seat buckles, fighting over song choices, and the anticipation of all that life on the lake has to offer. Fraser Valley Specialty Poultry is a 5-generation family farm in Yarrow, a neighbourhood just outside of Cultus Lake. It's also the perfect place to pick up some supplies and a few stories about the area.
How did this business develop? What did it look like before and how has it grown into what it is today?
It started off in a little shed that was about maybe 12 feet by 24 feet. That's the humble beginnings of what's here today.
And what about the beginning of the farm store? Mm-hmm. You said it's 10 years old.
Yep.
Why build it and how has that changed what Yarrow has to offer?
There's a real connection that we have generationally to agriculture. Whether it's produced by us or other local producers, we just want to do the specialty stuff and offer something unique and special to our community here.
It really is that family business.
Very much family business.
How important or common is that sense of family out here in the Cultus Lake or the Yarrow area?
So many young families. We've got a wonderful community school here. I've described it to many people as this Pleasantville. It's a bit of a real estate bubble that people want to get into Yarrow. They want to move to Yarrow.
The rush of new people moving into this area is something the Stolo people know well. Their presence is evidenced as far back as 10,000 years. In Chinook jargon, cultus means nothing, empty or free. But to the Stolo, it is, and always has been, a place of deep cultural connection. In the 1920s, Mennonite settlers created Yarrow as a community for themselves. And while that has changed now, I think this land is still a deeply family-driven and spiritual place.
Yarrow is going to remain a small community at Pleasantville unless there is changes to things like the agricultural land reserve, which I really don't support. I'm a farmer, so I want agricultural land. Let's build what we can in Yarrow, but let's not change the flavor of the town.
It's so cool being in a place and seeing all the names of the little communities around as you're trying to pick out what you want to eat. Raised without the use of antibiotics. Fraser Valley. Oh, that's probably from here. So I really hope Johnson's is local. Yep, Chilliwack, we're good. Yeah, well, we won't show that. Those berries are from California.
The Cultus Lake Golf Club is a year-round business you will find on the lake.
Oh, charcuterie.
Yeah, so I brought a charcuterie board.
Well, let me help you with that.
Thank you.
Oh, I have to feed you now. Okay, I'll just drive while you eat.
That's great. I like this. This is great. Golf is great. We should do more golf. How do you learn golf? Who takes you aside and said, I'm going to teach you about the lean of the ball?
You're a golf instructor.
Okay, so that's you today.
You're just kind of like a nice...
Okay.
A nice...
This is not a joke. I genuinely don't know if I will hit you.
Holy smokes. Nice. I think you might be a golfer after all.
Your family then?
Yeah.
Did you bring them to Chilliwack to start us?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So the last house my parents were in Langley, they were there for almost 30 years. And of course, they're older and retired. They were a bit nervous because they didn't know anybody out here.
Yeah.
So they were able to come out. They've met all these really nice people. They have tons of friends. My parents are very social.
It's always annoying when your parents are better at your friends than you are.
My mom has more friends than me.
Fly home.
Did you even hit it?
I did. Not very well though. That was bad.
You're gonna become a golfer.
I'm not against this.
Oh.
Got over the yellow line, it counts. Yeah, golf is serious.
In the zone.
That was good. That's more for the adults, but for everyone else, there's Giggle Ridge. So which ride are we going on first, Lieutenant?
We are gonna hit fucking Bronco.
Oh, way! That was rough, right? In a fun way. What's been your favorite memory growing up here?
I found a photo. I was posed in the mini golf course with my golf club, smiling ear to ear. My favorite hole. And it was just crazy to see that I had been coming here for years. And now
you're losing
Now
mini
look
golf
at this.
to a random man who shows up at a camera
exactly,
crew.
that's
so
exactly
embarrassing.
what I thought.
Yeah. Way to ruin a beautiful moment there, Stephen.
You're going to want to jet around on this water, so you'll need to go to the Cultus Lake Marina.
You guys have built something pretty special here, so what's going on? Explain it to me.
I bought this business 12 years ago and just had a dream of wanting to be a mariner and do what I love for a living. And since buying the marina, we have pretty much tripled the size of the fleet.
Wow.
Yeah. So as of last year, we're actually the biggest marina with the biggest rental fleet in Canada. We have boating. We have 7, 8, 9, and 11-person speedboats. We also have the 16-person tri-tune. You can fish on it. There's a barbecue, all the jet skis that we have, and then also the hydroflight that you tried. Parasailing, we can even offer you lunch, 500 feet in the air.
Cultus is raucous and filled with activities to load up on your plate. But nestled amongst the trees, the lake also calls you to reflect.
So you coming back every year, what keeps dragging you back to here?
It's the most local escape that we can get. It's close enough, it's beautiful in the mountains, there's a beautiful lake, and I don't have to drive 18 hours up to northern BC to get it.
It's on your doorstep.
It's right on my doorstep. That was the soundbite you were looking for, eh?
What is your take on bringing people into this community? What gets you excited about it?
It's really the nature. I mean, look at what surrounds you. There's no bad view, and it really does just have a really nice, relaxing component to your everyday life.
What about you, Christina? What gets you excited in general about selling real estate? Why do you do what you do?
I think it's really just working with the people because it's nice to be part of their excitement in what they're doing and finding a house, and then just even the searching of the house can be quite intriguing, I find, and of course I love to go into people's houses all the time. So it works out very well, and then no one thinks I'm a weird stalker or something.
So this is your excuse to get to see.
It's my excuse to get in there, and then of course when you're dealing with sellers, it's really helping them get the best sale on their house, finding the right buyer for them, and negotiating is always fun.
You yourself have lived all over the Lower Mainland.
Yep.
Is Chilliwack, Sardis particular,
Yes.
is this it? Do you see yourself moving anywhere else, or is this now your back garden?
We are definitely staying in Sardis, Chilliwack. It's just been such a lovely place and community to live. So
For sure.
I think it's just got such a great feel to it.
And you were saying that you don't come down to the lake as often as you would like.
I do not know.
When was the last time you dipped your toes in the lake?
Oh, don't make me do that.
Don't make you do it. We're going to do that right now.
No.
We're going to dip our toes into the lake. It's going to be wonderful.
Stephen. Okay.
We don't go too deep for the sound packs.
Oh my God, it's cold.
Oh, that's colder than I thought.
It's cold.
Yeah, okay, we dipped it. We're good. We're good. Yeah.
Many who want to live at Cultus Lake actually find themselves in Sardis, just a 10-minute drive from the lake, in something like this.
Let's see Christina at work. This is lovely. I like this
Yeah.
space.
Just a really nice open concept. I think my favorite part of this whole entire house is the kitchen, because you can come and sit here. You can see the whole openness and
Yeah.
how pretty the house is, and then also out into the nice yard space. So this is very different from a typical Cultus Lake home. Of course, where we are today, we're in River's Edge on the Sardis side. We back onto the river. We're only maybe 6 minutes up to Cultus Lake from here. So a lot of people who live in this area, they will have a boat up there. In the summertime, they'll go to the lake every day after work. They might take their camper up to one of the campgrounds and just kind of park it there. They go up for the weekend. So you can still really feel like you're completely away from home, but if something happens, 5 minutes, I can go back home, deal with something, or the shopping is there.
Are you seeing people moving into communities like this that are on the cusp of the lake to get that best of both worlds?
Yes.
Okay, so how is that translating in the types of people then that are living here or moving here?
Most of the people who want to live out here are really outdoorsy type of people, or wanting something a little bit quieter, more low-key, a little more community-friendly, like you know your neighbors, which is always nice. And sometimes I think, especially nowadays in the city, you lose that connection with your neighbors, or in an apartment.
Hoping the neighbors aren't looking into your high-rise building.
Yeah.
You're like, oh God, what have I done? What have you seen?
Yeah, exactly. Or everyone just keeps their blinds closed.
Yes, yeah.
All the time.
Have you ever had someone who wanted that lake living, but you were like, let's not go down that route, and brought them, say, somewhere more like here, more like Sardis?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
How do you have that conversation with someone?
They may have a romantic version of, I'm living on the lake, but you know what, maybe I have 5 kids. And my 5 kids and me and my spouse are not gonna fit in 800 square feet comfortably, and we've got all the gear and your kids are active. So then it becomes this might be a nice alternative. You can still get up there in 5 minutes, and you get the best of both worlds.
This is our Winnie the Pooh moment, where we're just traversing through the woods. So this is one of your favorite trails around?
I would say it's my favorite to take my kids on, because it's not too...
There's a subtle burn there as I'm sweating and panting. It's like, yeah, my toddler's fine on this. I don't know what your problem is.
No, it's beautiful, because even when it's raining up here, there's such a great tree canopy that it kind of shelters it from the sun. So on a hot day like today, it
doesn't feel as hot.
It's not as hot. You don't have the sun like beaming right down on you the whole time.
What about your choice to live here in particular? Because nature is great, but you can get nature in Mission, you can get nature in Hope, you can get nature in Whistler. Why here?
The river's right there, the lake is right here, all these hiking trails, but at the same time, we can walk to Garrison from where we currently live. We can walk to the shops that are there. There's doctor's offices, there's restaurants, grocery store. Basically anything that you need is walking distance as well.
What about some of the cons you might find if you do get here? Because there's cons everywhere, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say with Cultus Lake in particular, it is so busy on weekends. That being said, summer is 8 weekends basically. So it's 8 weekends that we kind of avoid the lake, and during the week it's fine. Like here we are during the week and it's beautiful. We will we'll come up on a Monday night and go swimming, or come up on a Tuesday morning and go for a hike all throughout the summer. It's not a problem at all. And then back in when it comes to shoulder season, it's beautiful up here and it's completely quiet. And
Amazing.
So we get it all to ourselves.
So the inspiration behind the name Garrison Campus was really from the university behind us here. So the developments are called Acadia, McGill, and behind us here we have York, and coming up in the future is Queens.
They've done such a nice job of developing everything through here and carrying on that extension of Garrison. Plus two, like Cultus, you have the river, everything is right there. Even as someone who lives up the street a little bit, we can come down. You have Pilates, you have ice cream, you have restaurants, you have a new coffee shops with the scenery, the greenery, and it's just makes it really lovely living.
So you had the 15-minute city a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Here at Cultus and Sardis and Garrison, you have the 5-minute lifestyle.
I love it.
That's sick. I like that. How is that First Nations land impacting the development of the area then?
I mean, I can only speak to the relationships I have with the Chiacton Band, and it's been fantastic. They have their own governing bodies, they have their own lands committee, they have their own bylaws, so the security that people get of living on a First Nations land, it's pretty much the same as it would be on fee simple.
I'm finding people are a lot more comfortable buying on leased land, and back in the 80s, 90s, there was a lot of confusion around it. Things weren't, I think, as easy as they are today, or have as many maybe rules and regulations. So now they're much more comfortable, they understand it a lot more. You've got these great homes that are being built in nice communities. So it's a really nice option for people.
In terms of what we have here, yes, there might be a little bit more space, but eventually the gates are going to close, right?
Yes.
So is this a point of get in early, get in now and lock it in, because you're going to be cut off sooner rather than later?
There's always opportunities. There'll be redevelopment in certain areas, but the city's official community plan has designations of what we can or can't do, and there's not much left in this area. Like, you have the river, you've got the mountains, you've got the agricultural land. Like, we're really locked in here in terms of where we can expand.
Here you have more of a community, and I think that's something that Chilliwack has really done well as a city, is to keep it a lower skyline, and then we get all this beautiful nature around us wherever you look.
For sure. You don't have to have a boat, you just have to have a neighbor who has
That's
a boat
right.
and just be a good neighbor.
That's right.
That's it.
Having dipped my toes in, I can't help myself from asking, can a more seasonal, vacation-oriented place really feel like a home?
My take on some of these destination places is winter comes, the place kind of dies, and the community suffers. But that's from an outsider's perspective. You're saying that it's actually kind of a nice break from the rush.
I think a lot of the locals here would agree that, you know, they appreciate the tourism and they love to party with them all summer long as well, right? And then they need a bit of a rest and recovery, and that's kind of what it is. And
What they're trying to do here at Lakeside Restaurant is make it a year-round destination, right? How is that changing? Is it being successful? What's your thoughts on it?
locals in Cultus Lake, they do a great job of supporting this restaurant, and so that consistency is key, that people know, yes, it is, you know, it's a year-round destination we can go to and, you know, take a nice walk or take in the scenery and nature and then have a nice meal. And, you know, we head inside by the fireplace when it's wintertime, and it's great. For the last 9 or 10 years, it's been full-time work for myself, playing gigs and music, and Thursday nights.
Thursday nights here, Andrew, Lakeside.
Yeah, I like it.
Andrew, what's your take on the developments coming in and the change that is kind of imminent for the area? Do you like it? Are you excited about it? Or are you kind of like, no?
You know, I'd like to see the place grow, and going to be better facilities around here. There's going to be better year-round businesses, you know. There's other places I know about that are more hidden that I can go and have my peace and quiet, you know, that kind of thing. And there's going to be pros and cons to it. I think a lot of the locals would be kind of apprehensive about adding too much more housing or too much more development. But
do you think it's justified, that apprehension?
It is part of the way of the world, right, where these beautiful spots, they're getting found, and people want to go to them, and yeah, you can't really stop people from going and exploring, right?
Change is coming.
Yeah, I would agree, it is, yeah.
Okay, so change is coming. I mean, communities that are here today won't be allowing towers, so it can still be tough to get a foothold out here. On the other hand, the nearby host nations appear to be ready to welcome some new people, on their terms this time.
I am hardcore Yarrowite, for sure.
Okay.
I love the community.
When my client gets a house and we've negotiated and everything's signed, I'm always like, yes, we got it.
I can never see myself living anywhere else.
A quiet retreat, or ripping jet skis. The truth is that this land, just like the seasons, is always changing. And just like the first leaves of fall, that's nothing to be afraid of.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Okay, just one more slide.
Then give me something local. Nope, that's from Spain. What has changed since we were here last?
Oh. Do you want to ask that question again? There's water over there.
There is. And I'm not aiming for the water.
No, so aim for the water and then maybe...
Yeah, I might come back and do a trail or two. Maybe one of those 5 a.m. Trail runs that you said you do every morning. Yeah, you know, I think I can get there. That was meant to be a joke, but no one's laughing, so thanks, guys.
All right.
Going off road.
Oh, please keep us in the cart.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. So that's specific to this. I feel like there's stunt doubles for a reason. That's how I feel. Good thing there weren't multiple cameras pointing at you when you were doing that,
Right?
eh?
And all these eyeballs staring at you. Like that.
Take two. It's all right, nobody saw. We definitely won't put that in the final cut.